Loaded show ahead here on Seattle Seahawks today. I am merely Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. O-line reinforcements, are they on the way? We'll hear from Mike Macdonald what he had to say at the NFL annual meetings earlier today. Also, Jamal Adams, could he be making return to Seattle as a linebacker? We'll dive into that possibility. And we also have some major injury updates to get to on Abraham Lucas, Uchenna Nwosu, and Jerrick Reed. All that and more here on today's show. Before we dive in, we need your help, Seahawks fans. We're getting close to 51,500 subscribers here on Seahawks Today. Just a little over 200 away from reaching that next milestone. For the latest happenings on your favorite team, from trade rumors, free agency, the draft, and more, we got it all here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free. Join the family. Never miss a moment. We got you covered here on the channel. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. Mike Macdonald spoke to the media bright and early this morning at the NFL's annual meetings and hit on a number of topics. Let's start with what he had to say about the offensive line. Macdonald said the O-line is a work in progress, that this group has a ways to go, that it's going to look much different when the season begins, comparably speaking, to what it is right now. Here's more from Macdonald. We're not done by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, there is some great competition going to happen in that room, and we expect some higher level play this year from those guys, and we're out at it. But I think we're not hitting the panic button or anything like that. We don't play until September, so a lot of time to figure out who the right guys are and who the right opportunities are to make the team the best we can. So to kind of translate all that for you, if what Mike Macdonald's actually saying here is that the offensive line is cheeks right now. This group isn't very good, and they don't have a lot there, okay? But help is on the way, and they'll hopefully figure that out, is essentially what he's saying. And he's not wrong with that assessment of this group, that they have a lot of work to do. You have your bookend tackles with Lucas and Cross, but you got to figure out a lot beyond that there. So one idea that's being thrown out there by ESPN's Brady Henderson, who was actually at the annual meetings and was a part of the press conference with Macdonald, was the possibility of signing Laken Tomlinson, who most recently played for the New York Jets. Here's what Henderson tweeted out today. My sense is that the Seahawks will sign a veteran guard here within the next week or so. Still a few options out there with starting experience. Laken Tomlinson, released by the Jets earlier this month, is one option I could see being a fit. Now, the way I look at it, why not at this point? We have seen the guard market just go berserk, okay, with how the free agency pool ended up going this year. Guys were getting paid way over expectations, and John Schneider said it kind of caught him off guard. The Jets end up releasing Tomlinson a few weeks ago. He's a very good football player. The Seahawks have a glaring need at that position. So I look at a guy like Tomlinson, just why not at this point? Pro Bowler as recently as 2021, not that long ago. He's played with the Jets, the 49ers, the Lions, and he's got a lot of experience for that matter. 146 career games played, 138 starts. Immediately would be a day one starter for this Seattle Seahawks team. And for those of you that are saying, well, we need to go with our young guys like Olu and Bradford and company, that doesn't mean those guys can't start. Tomlinson would be in one of the other guard spots there. The numbers from Tomlinson last season of what we saw him put together with the New York Jets. This is a guy that had an overall grade of about 55, so not great last year. Wasn't his best season. Allowed 7 sacks, 10 hits, 34 hurries, and 3 penalties. But even at this point, he's still a lot better than anything the Seahawks got at that position. So let's ask you now to be the GM here on Seahawks Today and weigh in on our pinned comment. Should the Seahawks sign Laken Tomlinson? Type S for sign, P for pass. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. So thrilled to have Game Time back here on Seattle Seahawks Today. And you may be wondering, well, what is Game Time? Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed on tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, and more. Game Time has got you covered. You choose the event you want to go to, and then from there, you choose the seat you want, and you can zoom in and see if you like that seat or not, and they have their flash deals that make sure you get those great deals that Game Time is offering. From there, you're checking out within a matter of moments. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, and more. It's very easy. All major credit card providers as well. But that's not all, folks, as we are offering you $20 off your first purchase when you use the promo code CHATSPORTS at checkout. That's $20 off with promo code CHATSPORTS at checkout. Go see for yourself. Maybe you want to go see the Seattle Mariners opening day just around the corner against the Boston Red Sox. Sign up for Game Time today. Terms and conditions do apply. I love Game Time. I use it all the time myself, and you will love it too. Download Game Time today. $20 off, promo code CHATSPORTS. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. Could Jamal Adams be making a return to the Seattle Seahawks? If you recall last week, we told you about what John Schneider had to say, that he didn't completely rule it out and the possibility of him potentially playing the linebacker position for Seattle. Well, Macdonald today also brought up this idea. Listen to this from Mike Macdonald. You look at all of his work and that he's done over the course of his career, and it's not close to the line of scrimmage, not all of it, but 9.5 sacks, double-digit sack type guy, great blitzer, can play man-to-man, things like that. It's the linebacker skill set. If that opportunity comes around, then we'll revisit it. So Mike Macdonald and Schneider open to this possibility, it seems. Now, this is where I'd start to reel things in, right? Please no, for the love of God, do not bring Jamal Adams back to the Seattle Seahawks team. Because for me, when I look at with Jamal Adams, the play on the field is one thing, right? Awful in coverage last season, was a liability on the football field. But he can't stay healthy. That's been a problem for a number of seasons now. And then I got concerns off the field. I mean, let's face it. He was accused of quitting on his team last year, not showing up to support his guys. We had that feud where he called a New York Jets reporter's wife ugly and all that. I just don't want anything to do with Jamal Adams, personally speaking. Now, I get it. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's been around this organization the last couple of years, veteran and all that. But this was your opportunity to wipe your hands clean of Jamal Adams and have a fresh start, okay? I think he brings more bad than good. I don't want Jamal Adams on my football team, and Mike Macdonald and John Schneider shouldn't want him either. You look at the numbers. Okay, sure, he can get after the quarterback. No one is disputing that he can do that. But I just can't depend on Jamal Adams. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm having to sit here and wonder to myself, is Jamal going to be available? Is he going to be able to come through for this Seahawks team? You look at the linebacker room, okay? If the Seahawks are going to throw Jamal Adams in the linebacker room, where does he fit? Because Jerome Baker and Terrell Dodson are your starting inside linebackers, and there's a lot of optimism and excitement about what those two are going to do. Your outside linebacker spots, Uchenna Nwosu should be coming back from injury. We got an update on him in just a moment, by the way. Boye Mafe coming back off of a very good second-year campaign here. Darrell Taylor is expected to have a significant role as a pass rusher. Derek Hall, his second season in the NFL. Seahawks are pretty excited about him. You just don't need Jamal Adams. I don't need the headache that comes with Jamal Adams personally. So let's ask you, your chance to be John Schneider. Should the Seahawks bring back Jamal Adams? Type HY for hell yes, HN for hell no. What do you think? Is it time to give Jamal one more chance and let him play linebacker? Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Some injury news for your Seattle Seahawks on a couple of notable players this offseason. Abraham Lucas, Uchenna Nwosu, and Jerrick Reed. We got an update from Mike Macdonald on their statuses and their progress as they try to return for the start of the 2024 season. Let's start with Abe Lucas. His knee is on track at this point, that things are headed in the right direction, it would seem, for Abraham Lucas to be back when the season begins at full strength. Uchenna Nwosu also on track with the pec injury that was season-ending. that caused him to miss the end of the season. And then there's Jerrick Reed, the now second-year player out of New Mexico with his knee injury, and we were told the rehab is going well for Jerrick Reed, and we should see him step up his role, should play a more significant role within the Seahawks secondary in 2024. Personally, I'm still worried about Abraham Lucas, about this knee thing. And is it going to come back? Is it going to be a lingering issue for this Seahawks team going forward? Can they trust him to start at right tackle? Do they need to move him to guard potentially? What do the Seahawks do? You brought in George Fant for a reason. So I'm concerned about it. Mike Macdonald had this to say about Abraham Lucas' situation. From all accounts, everything is going well. No timetables right now for you, but seeing him in the building and things like that, he is confident. All the reports from going down are saying that everything is on schedule. I would say we are really optimistic on it, and that will go from there. But all accounts, it's positive. So that's good to hear at least. But, you know, it's kind of one of those deals, I'll believe it where I see it type of ordeal. What's your concern level with Abraham Lucas? My concern level is still pretty high. I'm going with about an 8 or 9, if I'm going to be frank with you. What is your concern level? Scale it for me in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Lock us in. Subscribe now for the latest happenings on your favorite team all off season long. We'll be live coming up on Wednesday as well. Join us at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. We'll see you then.